Hello, what's up everyone? This is your boy Pac-Man here, and today we're having a update to the Oxhorn feud that's going on. If you guys haven't been appraised of what's going on so far, I do suggest you check out my earlier videos, or you can also check out the channels of the main players involved in regards to this feud, which would be Thomas Beckett, Shitlord Builds, TKS Mantis, along with a few others who are involved in this. Rogue the Internet Man is another one of them. But this video is mainly going to focus on some material that Thomas Beckett actually brought up in a video that he put out. I do love his videos. His videos are quite long, but if you do have the time to listen to them, I definitely would suggest it. He definitely is a very smart guy and definitely puts together a lot of good material, especially on this issue. And since he's been personally touched by this issue so heavily, I definitely, again, would suggest checking out his material. But if you don't know, Thomas Beckett, he was originally known as Logical Fallacy. I haven't personally spoken with him, on Twitter or, voice to voice, but I actually have with him before. He has commented on a lot of the videos that I actually have watched, and I do agree with him most of the time when it comes to his point of view. Very smart guy. But his original channel was banned, let's see, on 3/9 in 2018. After that, he waited a little while and he created his new channel, and thankfully it's doing well. Again, if you haven't checked it out, I definitely would. It's Thomas Beckett, and give him a subscription. He's definitely a good voice to hear on this issue. But he was mainly banned. To his knowledge, he only had one strike on his account, and his account was removed. And when it comes to removal of accounts, it's probably one of my biggest irks. It's one of the things that actually inspired me to start making videos in the first place. I love the platform and I love the concept of making material for everyone to see. I really have a huge issue with people abusing the rules of the system to try to get people off. It affects people's bottom lines, and overall is just a real asshole maneuver. Okay. But the main issue here is that Ox uses these strike tools to ban people. He says he doesn't in his multiple responses that he's only done a couple really. He doesn't by pinned comments, and then he's also done one video where he's done kind of a response to the list of things going down. But the one thing that he has not addressed honestly and thoroughly is the one thing that everybody's got a problem with him about, which is using striking tools to try to ban people, or in some cases actually getting people kicked off of YouTube, shadow banning people's comments, and overall just, general shady, underhanded behavior. And he brings forward the case of Fandom Tribal. Let's see, Fandom Tribal actually helped out Thomas with re-uploading a couple of his videos, but then those ended up also getting banned for some reason. Decius Julius also re-uploaded. Let's see. At this point, his channel was either banned or deleted because it's no longer there. Fandom wasn't perfect, but he did help Thomas Beckett, especially right after the ban, by helping to preserve some of his videos. If you guys aren't aware, if your account is banned, you lose everything. All of the videos that are on your channel, everything that you're working on that's in private, all of it is gone. So that in itself right there is the main issue with Oxhorn. Again, honestly, the way he portrays himself as a nice guy. I honestly think that probably in his personal life and one-to-one relationships with people, he's probably is a nice guy, but this type of behavior completely contradicts that and turns that nice guy persona into more of a shady type of face that he puts forward. um, there's nothing good about trying to ban somebody and trying to take away their livelihood. Actually, there is a quote from Clint Eastwood from one of my favorite movies called Unforgiven. I'm going to play that for you now. And I don't think that there's anybody who could put this in better words than Clint did.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
Very fitting for the situation that we have with banning. Not exactly the same as killing somebody, but by killing somebody's channel, you take away everything they have and everything they are going to have with the content on that channel. So, that's my 2 cents on that part of it. Let's see, he then uses the whole Fallout 76 scapegoat thing. He pretty much says that ever since he got onto Fallout 76, now he has a bunch of haters because everybody hates Fallout 76, and that's kind of the start of this whole controversy. That's a flat out lie. If you've been following the issues with Oxhorn, you know that it's a lie. The only people falling for that are really people who are just not knowledgeable enough in the subject to know what's going on. But people have been against Oxhorn since before he started covering 76. Mainly in regards to this whole issue of him getting people copyright stricken off of the platform and shadow banning people's comments, especially the ones criticizing him for his inaccuracies in lore. If you are making lore videos, I always suggest play it vanilla, uninstall, reinstall, play it vanilla, because otherwise you never know what is going to be conflicting with the game and what textures have been overwritten that are going to carry back over into the game even after you disable your mods. Let's see, he uses pinned comments in order to correct lore and responses, which I totally agree with Thomas in this case, that most people don't actually even read the pinned comments in videos. They just kind of watch the video. If you're especially watching on your cell phone or something like that, you're not going to scroll past all the recommended videos and look into the comments most of the time. You're just going to watch the video and move on. So what Ox really needs to do, totally agree with Thomas on this, he needs to, instead of pin things, just either edit the video or redo the video, okay? I do understand that these videos take a long time to put together and stuff like that, but if he's got everything already recorded, uploaded in there, it's actually not that hard to go ahead and edit a video. I actually believe he has done that before to edit out the the bare titties problem that CBBE puts into the game with certain types of outfits and stuff like that. Now, let's see what Ox does, which a lot of people do. I mean, hell, even the President of the United States actually is guilty of this one. But Ox, he uses alternate accounts to, to try to debate people and stuff like that. It's one of those cases where it's a 99% most likely thing. I definitely would suggest watching Thomas's video because he breaks this down really, really well. But the account KK has been kind of unofficially linked to Ox's account. So if you do see any responses by that, that's probably Ox. Okay? But definitely, again, suggest watching Thomas's video to go into a deeper dive on that. But in his response, he also talks about critical channels, and one of the things that he says in there is that the critical channels are still there, and the whole issue that he tries to ban people off of the channel, off of the platform isn't true because, those critical channels are still there. Well, that is a falsehood in many different ways. It is pretty much a shell game, but what he's doing by that is he's completely misleading people by telling them kind of like a 50% truth. Yeah, there are still a lot of critical channels about the guy up on YouTube, but that doesn't count for all of the ones that he has had banned. Okay, and there are many of them. One of them actually most likely is Logical Fallacy or Thomas Beckett. One of them we know for sure is the Sign-In Mercer event because we have actually screenshots of the strikes. There was 2, and then the final one that didn't get that didn't get approved, so his channel stayed on. Let's see, videos for some reason get removed without notice, and no appeal option is given for those videos in a lot of cases, with people making critical videos of Oxhorn's content, which is very odd. Something that I actually also think is very fishy. Something that looks to me like internal manipulation, but I honestly cannot give you any solid proof on that. So that's more of my opinion more than anything else. What Oxhorn also does is he flags videos that he says are a re-upload of his content, and that's why he tries to ban people. This is totally untrue. I've actually seen two of the videos that have been mysteriously kind of disappeared from YouTube, and they did have some of Ox's content in it, but they were actually changed and it had commentary. It just seems really, really fishy to me, especially why those things were done. But we have seen YouTubers do stuff like this before. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mundane Matt. It's something that Thomas Beckett brought up. I actually am kind of familiar with this issue. Mundane Matt, you might also know him as 3 Buck Theater. He does a lot of like reviews and stuff like that for trailers, movies, and whatnot. Let's see, his name is Matt Jarbo, and pretty much he went on a little thing where he was trying to get people banned who were critical of him. I mean, same type of thing. The only difference is Matt Jarbo actually made a video, explained, yeah, he was doing it, apologized for it, and then from there, is now still making content, still has a subscriber base, which, I mean, he did apologize. To me, if you acknowledge what you mainly did wrong, apologize for it, and don't do it anymore, that is a path to redemption. In Oxhorn's case, he doesn't fall into that, because what Oxhorn is actually doing is he's using, again, I said this in a previous video, but he's using the same tactics that networks like MSNBC and CNN use, where they will tell you literally like a half-truth or a quarter-truth, where it's not technically a lie, but then they'll tell it, removing most of the information that you need to understand the issue, and then spin it in a way that is favorable to themselves. That's what Oxhorn does a lot of the time, and it's the one gripe that I have with the guy. Again, I like his content. I think he makes actually good content. I mean, you can criticize his voice, you could criticize, the way his dialogue goes in the videos, but you could definitely tell he at least spends a lot of time on them, and, you got to respect anybody who puts a lot of time and effort into the work they do. I just wish that he was actually a more honest person and would just get in front of this stuff, admit, yeah, I did, do this, shadow banning, and I did do this whole thing where I tried to get people's channels removed. I'm sorry, let's move on. Okay, do a Matt Jarbo and apologize, and hey, that's all that people want to hear. Hey, I did it. Okay, when you keep on lying, all that does is it pisses people off, especially the people that you got banned off of the channel, or in general, people who just value the truth, know at least some of the general facts on the issue, and know that pretty much Oxhorn is full of shit on the side of this issue, especially in particular in regards to copyright striking other people's videos to try to take down criticism. That is my 2 cents on it. This was again, a video that I made after checking out a couple of the more recent videos by a few of the other guys, and this is more of a focused breakdown of everything that's going on in it. But I just wanted to kind of put it out there that although I do respect Oxhorn for the work that he does, literally when he starts lying, all it is propaganda. Okay? He's doing the exact same thing that the news does, where he'll tell you a half-truth, spin it, and then what you get in the end is a mile away from what is actually the case. And again, I'll leave you with Clint Eastwood's words on this, and I personally think that every YouTuber needs to take it to heart that this is what this guy is doing.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
And thank you for watching. This has been Pac-Man here. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up and give it a subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future content, please leave a comment down below. I do try to read every comment. I do have a pretty small channel right now, so it shouldn't be too much trouble to get back to you. But if there's any constructive criticism, if you want to see any specific content, or hell, even if you just want to say hi, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Thanks.